It's 2 a.m. You're lying in the dark, the room is perfectly still, but inside your body, an invisible alarm is rising. The sheets brushing against your toes feel like broken glass. The burning, the tingling, the deep electric edge in your feet, it never really stops. You've done everything right, you went to the clinic, you took the tests, you bought the B vitamins they told you to buy, you swallow them every single morning, hoping that today is the day the fire goes out. Then the doctor calls with the lab results. Your vitamin levels are perfect, they say. Actually, they are quite high, you're doing great, keep doing what you're doing. But you're not doing great. The fire is spreading, your balance is fading, the numbness is creeping higher up your legs. How can a piece of paper say you're overflowing with healing vitamins while your nerves are actively starving to death? You haven't been told the whole truth. What if the very protocol you are using to heal your nerves is the exact thing silently destroying them? To uncover this mystery, we have to stop looking at the label on the supplement bottle and look inside the dark machinery of the human body. We have to look at the processing. Let's start with the messenger, vitamin B6. Your nervous system relies on B6 to communicate. It is the raw material your body uses to create neurotransmitters. GABA, serotonin, dopamine. Without it, the brain cannot talk to the body, and the body cannot talk to the brain. But there is a catch, and it is a catastrophic one. The B6 you buy at the pharmacy is completely inactive. Think of it as raw, unrefined iron. It cannot be used to build a bridge until it is melted, hammered, and forged into a usable weapon. The active form of B6 is called P5P, and the forge that creates it is your liver. But look at the modern world. Look at what we consume: high insulin, processed vegetables, oils, hidden sugars. Millions of people are walking around with a congested, fatty, or exhausted liver. If your liver is sluggish, if you are low in an antioxidant called glutathione, or if you lack magnesium, the factory shuts down. The forge is cold, the B6 is never converted. So, what happens to that B6 pill you took this morning? It doesn't just vanish, it backs up into your bloodstream. It accumulates day after day, week after week. And here's the terrifying part that most doctors miss. Unmetabolized B6 doesn't just sit there. It becomes highly toxic because it cannot enter the cell. It gathers outside the nerve walls, creating a chemical sludge that actually causes neuropathy. It mimics the exact nerve damage you are trying to cure. Your doctors see a high B6 number on a blood test and think the supplement is working. But in reality, they are looking at a graveyard of raw material. Your cells are suffocating, drowning in a vitamin they cannot use. If B6 is the messenger, vitamin B12 is the armor. Your nerves are high-voltage electrical wires. The myelin sheath is the rubber insulation wrapping those wires. When that insulation cracks, the electricity leaks into the surrounding tissues. That leak is the burning pain you feel right now. To rebuild the armor, your body demands vitamin B12. It also needs it to repair your very DNA. But I want you to go to your cabinet right now. Look at the ingredient list on your B12 bottle. You will likely see a 14-letter word: Cyanocobalamin. It is cheap, it is highly stable on a shelf, it is entirely synthetic, and it is bound to a microscopic molecule of cyanide. Now, your liver can handle that tiny amount of poison. It won't kill you, but that is not the danger. The real danger is the massive amount of biological energy your body wastes trying to strip that cyanide away just to use the vitamin. This unlocking process is called methylation. And this is the secret they rarely mention. A huge percentage of the human population has a genetic glitch. Their methylation process is broken, adding some gut inflammation, low stomach acid, or a lack of healthy gut microbes, and the system completely halts. That systemic B12 just sits in your stomach, a locked door with no key. Now, to bypass the lock, you need the active premethylated form, Methylcobalamin. It asks nothing of your body. It doesn't need your liver to detoxify it. It doesn't need your genetics to be perfect. It just gets to work building the armor. But the pharmaceutical industry keeps selling the cheap synthetic version, and you pay the price with your mobility. By now, you are seeing the pattern, but the deepest trap is still ahead. It involves the actual fuel your nerves run on. The energy source of the mitochondria itself, vitamin B1. Every time you eat refined carbohydrates, starch, or sugar, your body is forced to burn through its B1 reserves just to process the glucose. Your requirements for B1 goes straight up, vertical. This is why diabetics are the first to lose feeling in their toes. The chronic high blood sugar drains the B1. The longest nerves in your body, the ones reaching all the way down to your legs, run out of fuel first. They suffocate. They die. And when a nerve starves, it starts producing biological rust. Scientists call them advanced glycation end products. Imagine a sticky, caramelized sugar binding to the proteins in your nerves, literally clogging the microscopic machinery of your nervous system. Add a buildup of lactic acid and you have a highly toxic environment inside the nerve itself. So you realize you need fuel. You buy a B1 supplement, but then you hit a literal wall of physics. Nerves are encased in fat. The milk and cheese is an oil-based lipid barrier. Standard B1, the kind found in 99% of supplements, is water-soluble. Water cannot penetrate oil. The B1 you swallow washes right past the starving nerve. It's like pouring rain on a greased window. It simply slides off. It never enters the brain. It never enters the nerve. Decades ago, scientists recognized this physical impossibility. They engineered a fat-soluble phantom called Benfotiamine. Because it is fat-soluble, it melts right through the nerve's armor. It enters the cell, sweeps out the biological rust, clears the lactic acid, and restarts the engine. It is the single most powerful tool for peripheral neuropathy. But you will rarely find benfotiamine on a standard pharmacy shelf. That's why you have to know what to look for. So, let's say you've upgraded everything. P5P, pyridoxal 5-phosphate instead of P6, methylcobalamin instead of cyano, benfotiamine instead of regular B1. You buy the right forms, you take them every day, but for some of you, the pain still won't stop. Why? Because of the ultimate hidden gatekeeper, which is called Bile. You just learned that benfotiamine is fat-soluble, but your digestive system cannot absorb anything fat-soluble without bile. Bile is the biological dish soap that breaks down fats so your intestines can pull them into your blood. It also carries toxic wastes out of your body. And who makes the bile? Your liver. If you have insulin resistance, if you have a fatty liver, your bile production crashes. You can swallow the most advanced, expensive benfotiamine in the world and it will pass right through your digestive system like a ghost. Now we return exactly to where we started. Neuropathy is rarely just a missing vitamin. It is a cascading failure of human supply chain. We are throwing raw materials at a closed factory. We are trying to heal the toes while completely ignoring the gut and the liver. Now to stop the fire, you must treat the whole machine. First, lower your insulin. Go on a healthy, low-carb ketogenic diet. High insulin blocks magnesium, and without magnesium, none of these vitamins can be converted or absorbed. Second, eat fermented foods. Sauerkraut, kefir, fermented vegetables. Your gut microbes actually manufacture the exact B vitamins your body needs in the exact forms it can use. And finally, at the ultimate biological janitor, alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid does not just reduce inflammation, it actually repairs the mitochondria. It sips out the dead debris from your nerves. And most importantly, it dramatically improves insulin sensitivity for people with nerve damage. It is the key that unlocks the door for everything else to work. Do not let a normal lab report convince you that you are healthy while your body is screaming in pain. A blood test only shows what is floating in the hallway. It doesn't tell you what is actually getting inside the room. A lot of people don't have a vitamin deficiency. They have a vitamin processing problem. It's not what you're missing, it's what your body can no longer use. I'm Dr. Max. I don't just read the label results. I look at the machine, question the standard protocol, look deeper than the label. Thanks for watching and stay sharp. I will see you in the next video.